Hey, what's going on, everyone? It's your boy Big D here. It's time to review the following Season 3, Episode 7, titled The Hunt. This is a spoiler review. If you've not seen the episode, go to fox.com/thefollowing. Watch the full episode there. Real quick, guys, I just reviewed Mad Men. It just returned for, the final season, the final episodes. We got 6 more episodes left, or 7 episodes left, guys. Check that out on my channel if you're interested. For Mad Men and *Halt and Catch Fire*, May 31st, I'm reviewing that. Anyway, Furious 7 review up also. So, holy crap. The following Season 3, man. Episode 2 was the greatest emotional episode by far. And spoiler review, again, should take me less than 2 minutes to recap the episode, pros and cons, and final score at the end. But episode 2 is the greatest emotional scene. And this episode, episode is the best intense, bloody, my stomach turning over, episode. So I hope you guys weren't eating during this episode, because if you were, you should know by now you do not eat during the following. It's just a must. That's a rule. You do not, because you're going to end up throwing it up. Yeah. So let's get started. Holy crap. Michael Ealy's character, I'm going to call him Theo. I think a lot of people are calling him Theo. I don't know if that's his actual name, but America. So Theo kills 2 marshals and basically saves Duncan in the beginning. Very intense right off. Bloody and gruesome and scary. It's very scary. So Joe and Ryan, of course, basically 7 days till his execution, and he could either have a lethal injection or be electrical chair. And I just like how Joe is just kind of like, oh, that kind of puts, a fork in the road. He didn't actually say a fork in the road, but it's, I don't know. I've always predicted that Ryan will become a psychopath towards the end. He's already slowly turning towards that. He's going to become full-on the next Joe Carroll. Maybe not, like, he'll have followers, but he's going to go mental. He's going to go loose. He's going to bust. He's going to break. So I'm calling it. I've called it since, like, Season 2. So, copyright. So he has a choice. So Nick returns. Nick Donovan. Theo is looking for Luis, and basically he goes to his friend's apartment. Luis literally just left, went in the stairway, and he literally severs this hand. Theo severs it, and I like when Theo enters. He's like, "What's shaking, gentlemen?" And everyone's like, "Gentlemen, do we look gentle to you?" I mean, come on. It's just a phrase when you don't have to take it seriously. But man, it was a bloodbath. Him and Duncan murdered those 3 guys, and it's gruesome. Very horrible way to go. And Max is training. She has cracked ribs. She's kind of shooting, but she misses the target. And a race to get to Lewis. Basically, the FBI is trying to get to Lewis because Lewis knows the identity of Theo, or so we think. So Theo's trying to get to him, and thus Theo works at the office, and he's in disguise where Max is at the moment. She's trying to get information on the hack to the FBI, and Tom and Mike, they get into a moment there, man, on the stairway, and I don't know. Every time something's about to go down, it's like, holy crap, Tom and Mike, and then someone interrupts it, or it's just like, dude, hurry up, fight. I don't know who's gonna win. Either Tom's gonna win or Mike's gonna win. Either way, I think Max is gonna go towards Mike, because they have a more intimate relationship of the past. You know what they say, if something goes wrong, always go back with your ex. Actually, I just made that up right now. It's really stupid, don't do that. Don't. So Theo gets files. That was another creepy moment where you're scared. You're like, holy crap, that that Collins guy is gonna go in. But he's good. Duncan kills Luis's girlfriend. He enters his house and knocks him out. Another brutal moment, a scared and then bloody moment. See, I'm telling you, this is the most intense, bloody episode. And basically, Peter Collins is arrested. Theo framed him. Theo kills Peter's friend in the server room. And one more job for Luis. So Luis, Saved by the Bell from Theo. And long story short, Theo plays hide and seek with Max. Max doesn't see him. He's kind of just like a ninja, and then he escapes when the other police arrive. And the FBI saves Luis. Duncan shoots Ryan. Ryan kills Duncan. And Theo visits Tucker at the end, and he's kind of like, hey, boss. But everyone thinks his name is Sam. We do not see what happens to Tucker. I can only assume that either he's killed, manipulated, or even worse, a follower. That's not actually the worst thing that can happen. And also, Ryan dreams of Joe. Probably one of the greatest, most epic endings you could smile. Because I think Joe and Ryan, they are the same where they would hang out. Like, in a way. Because when Ryan was in the room when Joe was, you know, getting told he only has 2 options, Ryan kind of had that look on his face like, this is really the end, you know? Like, he doesn't want... I think in Ryan's heart, he doesn't want Joe to die. In his, like, real heart, you know, not just, like, the fake metal heart thing, or detection thing. He wants Joe to, like, he needs Joe. Joe needs Ryan. If they just complete each other, they, you know, the Joker to the Batman to the Joker. Make your, whatever. But, I think somehow Ryan's gonna help Joe not get, and then everyone's gonna be like, why did you help him? Season 4. That's just my prediction, but this ain't a prediction video, it's a review video. Anyway. Pros. First off, bloody and intense. The most bloody and intense episode out of the series, really, to be honest. I mean, it is pretty gruesome. A lot of blood, probably a gallon of blood spilt. And just a lot of moments where you're like, oh, or you know, I literally covered my eyes one time. Just intense. One word. Alright, so Theo, Michael Ealy, dude, this guy brings it. He is amazing. If he doesn't get nominated for an Emmy, for an Emmy, like as a supporting character, or, you know, the villain for a season, by far he's the greatest. He's even better than Joe Carroll, and that's a lot coming from me. I'm not saying, like, I mean, James Purefoy is amazing, but so far, Michael Ealy is the man for the season wise. Duncan, for what he did, he reminds me of the X-Files. David Duchovny, you know, the Scully Mulder. It's been a while, but they're reviving it. Another Fox show, so the X-Files. Cue the music. I want a crossover though. Anyway, the tone and the style and the cinematography for this episode definitely looks beautiful, and it looks clean and crisp. And I love the ending again, the dream, how he dreamed of Joe, and basically they're like, we need each other. Whiskey bar, you know, the Doors song in the background. Actually, they didn't have the Doors song, but very beautifully done. And just Joe, I literally smiled in the beginning when Joe and Ryan were talking, and just how normal it is. Like, you know, it seems like Ryan was scared to talk to Joe at first, but now he's back at it. Like, they could literally sit down and have a conversation, just like, alright, who was Strauss's best student? What do you mean? I am Strauss's best student, Ryan. And then it's just like, well, you're a failure in the eyes of Strauss. Really? You know, that type of look. And just the way the deaths are handled and the way they are executed, no pun intended. The way, you know, some people died, very creative. Not as creative as putting a person in a box and, you know, breaking their limbs, but pretty creative. And the opening, of course, Theo kills the 2 marshals. At least not Raylan Givens. Yeah. And Tom and Mike, a little bit of a con, because I want to see, come on, have a fight already. But for pros-wise, very good. They're teasing us. They're teasing us so much, so I can't take much more. My body is ready. And it's creepy, scary, and intense, and there's a lot of jump scares. And, like, the moment where Max is in the server room, and the guy who died in the server room, I believe his name was Kent. His name was Kent, and he's in the room. You know, like, the camera's angling where you know he's going to turn around and Theo's going to be there. But you know it. You're expecting it, but it still scares you. Just like, oh. How do they do it? How do they do it? and this is my first time in a long time. Not even The Walking Dead does this, where my stomach turns. Like, it literally turned when the severed hand. That was disgusting. And in The Walking Dead, I'm just like, yeah, I've seen it before, but this one was just like, you know. I don't know why, but the following gets to me somehow. Now, my only cons really is that they're always 2 steps back. Like, even people complain about this. Do the good guys always have to lose? Why do the bad guys win? Every week, bad guys win. I am kind of getting sick and tired of it. It's just like, alright, something's about to go down. The FBI finds out about it. FBI goes. The crime already happened. Oh, next lead. Oh, there's the next place. Let's go to the next place. Oh, wait, the crime already happened right there. Next place. A little bit repetitive. It's been happening for the past 3 seasons, but I'm still enjoying the season. It's just me. And it shows it never showed what happened to Tucker. That guy's from Mad Men, by the way, the guy who played Tucker. I'm assuming he's dead again, but you could have showed us what happened instead of just cutting to Theo being with his family. Overall, I'm going to give this episode a solid A at 9.10 out of a 10. It is the best episode out of Season 3 for bloody, intense death-wise. Very intense. The acting was really strong from Theo, Michael Ealy. And I just enjoyed myself. I had a blast watching this, and I was literally laughing at points. I was crying. Not crying at points, but like, you know, like, oh God, I'm never going to watch the show in the dark. You know why? Because America. Overall, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope all of you enjoyed, and comment down below. Let me know what was your favorite part about this following episode, and I'll see you next week for an episode titled Flesh and Blood. This season has been so far the best season, like weekly, and looks like Joe's gonna get a bigger part next week, maybe. Show a little bit more Joe. He's gonna have a revelation, maybe. Spock be with you always. Subscribe if you want to become a follower. I need to stay to the mic with the Joe Carroll voice, not the lens, as most. Till next time.